Hi everyone, and thank you for joining me on this video, and welcome to my modelling world. What I'd like to share with you today is more work on the F-18 Hornet by Academy in 132 scale. It's a kit that's been like a real hardship and also a real joy. By no means this is a kit for a beginner, but other than that, you know, I've stuck with it, I've unboxed it and thought, you know, just throw in the towel, and I've actually just stuck to my guns and kept with this because it actually turned out to be a very nice kit. But what I want to share with you today is basically my weathering, and I'll just show you quickly what I've been doing on the wing here. As you can see, we've got a very blotchy, dark ghost grey wing there with fuel marks, hydraulic marks, oil marks, spilling out, going with the airflow, and that's what I want to demonstrate with you guys today. And I've been using oil paints. On my last video I done, I almost threw in the towel and thought, quit it. Nobody's wanting to watch my content. But my daughter, bless her, she said to me, "Dad, keep it going, because you never know. You know, do the videos and the people will come." I mean, maybe she's right in saying that. You know, I just got to be a lot more patient. So I'm going to carry on. I'm going to take her advice, and I'm going to stick with it because I love my hobby, but I want to share it with you guys. I mean, one of the reasons why I gave up on Facebook, certain groups didn't want to share any information. It was like a top government secret. You know, there are a lot of people that just don't want to share, and I think it's really unfortunate and sad that people don't want to share what they've learned themselves, especially in the techniques, because even though it's a growing hobby today, it is for us blokes in our 30s and 40s and 50s and 60s. But what about the teenagers and the guys in their 20s? There's only a few of them doing this hobby, and we really must encourage those to keep this hobby going, else it's going to die out, you know, and it's going to be extinct like the bloody dodo. And we really need to get kids involved in this hobby. Don't hold back your secrets. Don't hold back how to make things easier when a kid's learning to build something. Tell them, give them all the information you can. This is why I'm doing these videos. I want to share my techniques. Now, I've just showed you what I've done on that port side wing. I'm going to show what I'm going to do now on the starboard, and but before that I'm just going to run through the colours on the camera, what I'm using. They're all oil paints. I was going to use enamels, but oil paints give you a lot more play time, but they dry just as quick because you're going to be thinning it down considerably with the odorless thinners, and this actually increases the drying times, and this time of year in the summer it's going to dry a whole lot quicker as well, but you can still manipulate it afterwards. So, varied selection of paints here. I mean, I've got Winsor Newton Ivory Black, 502 Absalom Ochre. This is a German ochre, and then we've got what's this, Wash Brown, and then we've got this colour called Gamboge. And I got another colour that I put on the palette, which is this one here, light rust brown. That actually gone rather hard, but I managed to scrape some out. And what I do with the oils, put them on a piece of kitchen towel like this, and you can see here the linseed oil has been absorbed by the paper towel. Well, that's good because the linseed oil actually prolongs the drying time. So if you extract that out like you have on here, it's gonna dry quicker on your model. And we're only using a little bit of that orangey yellowy colour to help us make these oil stains mix with the brown and the black, and it's thinned down heavily. So in my palette here, you can see I've got a huge mixture of different oils in there. And the Absalom is already starting to dry. It's a very warm day today, it's very humid. Even though it's cloudy outside, weather's diabolical. But anyway, I must have been playing with living and breathing. So I'm going to continue along the nose over here. So I'm going to swing this round. Come on, Khan, out the way, boy. I've got my dog down by my feet. Okay, I'm just using a regular brush here. And I'm gonna. Also, I used to my paint is this stuff here, Sansador by Winsor & Newton. It is odorless, very, very low odor. Highly recommend it. Okay, so I'm gonna have to use my left hand here. So I'm just putting dots all over. This is thinned oil paint, by the way. Oh, that's a bit overkill there. Right. Just want little dots. Swing that round a bit. Okay, so you see that there, all those random dots. Don't worry if your phone rings and you left that, it's going to stay wet for a very long time. Clean the brush off. And then to stipple it, I'm using this old Dale Rowney brush. I've had it years. It's an old filbert brush, and as you can see, it was one of those hybrid brushes where it's half hair, half nylon, and all the bristles are all curved over, which is good because this will help the effect. Don't use your proper brushes to do what I'm doing because you won't get the same effect. So here we go, and all we're doing is dropping the brush. Oh dear, right, hang on. Right, we're just stippling it, thinning down. It may look like that there's nothing left on there, but believe me, there is. You're creating stains. Okay, wet your brush from time to time and wipe off the excess, so you've just got a damp brush. And just keep it going, because these airplanes on these aircraft carriers, I mean, they're being hit by the salt air 24/7, and the amount of corrosion that sea salt and the sea air will create is phenomenal. That's why these planes are touched up with paint on a very, very regular basis. They even paint over the stenciling of the aircraft. You will be very hard to find one of these on an aircraft carrier which is spotlessly clean, apart from an air show, of course. So as you can see, on now, sorry, out of sync. So it's an odd angle, I know, but I haven't got a proper camera set up. Can't afford it. I was thinking about buying a new computer, but I'm going to save up for it rather than buy it outright when I get paid on payday. So I have no money for bloody food and God knows what else. But anyway, sorry for rambling on. So okay, well, I'm just going to lift the camera up now and show you the sort of effect we've got there. So we've got like a dark mottled effect on here. If you think it's too dark on your model, don't panic. Just wet your brush again in your thinner, wipe off the excess, but not too dry, a little bit of moisture in there, and just go over it again and just lighten that area up. And before you do this step, sorry, I should have mentioned this earlier, you must lock it all in with a matte clear coat, okay, not a gloss, because you don't want any surface tension, okay, you don't want any, you don't want it to be smooth, you want it to be matte, so you've got the tension to actually do this effect. I mean, if you just use gloss, it's just going to run all over the place. It's not going to work. So it must be matte. Okay, so let's just pop that back down again. Yeah, so I've got just, like I said, I've got just a tripod here, nothing major. Okay, I'm just going to lift this up now. There we go. So you can see it's pretty mucky, and I haven't even attacked the underside of the fuselage yet. But what I'm going to show you today, I'm going to have to do the bottom half of the fuselage off camera, but I'm going to do the right side. Okay, I've got to put this underneath the wing because the starboard is a bit fragile for some unknown telephone. Okay, so we're going to carry on now with the starboard wing. As I was just saying before the telephone went off, the starboard undercarriage for some reason is dipping a little bit lower. The actual undercarriage in the build is actually reinforced with a metal reinforced bar in all the undercarriage parts. Maybe this one was slightly misshapen, I don't know, or it's just bent, but it's just something we've just got to deal with. But anyway, we're going to carry on putting all these black dots over the side of the wing for the tutorial, or vlog, build along, whichever you want to call it. I'm just going to dampen my brush a little bit thinner, which is in the just along this little ridge. There's a little canal. I've just got a little bit thinner in there, just enough to pick up some lamp black, or ivory black rather, and just put these dots randomly all over. So this is very highly pigmented paint. Don't worry if you just put a big splodge in there like I did. Okay. I just want to get a bit more of that from here. And off we go, a bit more. No particular position of the spots, just dot them around randomly. Okay, let's brush off. That's nice and clean. Okay, now get our stippling brush. Right, okay, and nice and damp. Okay, and as you can see, there we go, the effect we're getting. Colours are shown a bit more vibrant up on the camera, but they are considerably pale compared to what you're seeing. There we go, and you can just feather it out as well. You don't have to have it too opaque, too thick. Opaque, is that the word? I'm not sure. But anyway, we'll just carry on. Now you can add in other colours if you want to for effect. I do like to add in a little bit of gamboge, which is a yellowy, browny, mustardy colour. It's entirely up to you. But when it filters in with the black, you get a nice oily colour. And we're just going to carry on doing this until this bit is complete. Next project after this, I don't know what to do. I've got Tamiya 1/32 scale de Havilland Mosquito to finish. I mean, the main superstructure, that's all built, engines, wheels, the lot. It just needs starting to be painted really, and the canopy to be put on. But at the moment I find oh shit, that's too much. I find myself drawn to jets. And Tuesday I got a choice of what I want to order, whether it's they're both trumped kits. First one's Fulcrum MiG-29A Fulcrum, or the F-14-D. Let's get this off. I'm just going to wipe this off. I'll stipple the effect back in now. Just clean off my brush. Okay, so yeah, 99 quid for the Fulcrum and £87 off a friend of mine. So we were haggling. That's why we got such an odd figure. But yes, we shall we shall see. I mean, I'm quite favouring the Fulcrum, because you know I'm doing a Navy jet here now, and that's just too much, man. Just get your cotton wool swab and take that off. Please. Don't worry about the black. Thinners will take care of that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm slightly leaning towards the MiG. If you remember what I'd done to my Su-30, I don't think you can. I think I showed it in the first video. It's up on my Instagram account anyway. But I'd done sort of like a factory look to it, where it you'd had all the like the factory yellow primer paint on the panels, and some panels were painted, and I was thinking of doing that again because I really enjoyed the process of masking off all the panels, painting them different colour shades of greys and what have you, and it was good fun. Okay, that's the top part that we're going to do. I'm going to do the flaps later, okay, which I'll do the other side, but what I'm going to do now is where I've got this gambonge or gambogi, whatever you want to pronounce it, here. Okay, it's like yellowy brown. I've already added an extra little bit of brown paint, which was this light brown rust colour here from Absalom. I'm just going to add a little bit more to it. Because it has gone to like a hard paste, and I think it's basically had it about getting a replacement. Anyway, I digress. What I'm doing here now is the these little caps here. Okay, and all I'm doing is splodging it on. Okay, now then, I've got to tilt the camera. Okay, and I'm just going to drag this down. Doesn't have to be 100% neat. Okay, because I'm going to dampen this brush now and just thin it out a bit. And the amount of pressure applied is very, very light. I can swap between my left and right hand. I'm quite fortunate that way. Not many people are ambidextrous. It just takes the blandness of the grey and black out of the aircraft. You know, it just giving you those extra stains. And you're going to have some more stains on all along this joint here where the wings fold. I'm going to darken that down with a bit of black. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, bit more gambage. Okay, now we're looking apart. Just gently tapping it. Yeah, and doing this way you don't see any brush strokes as such. But we're thinning out the paint as well. And just not making it look too have a little subtle effect. Now, that's better. Just get a bit of that black. I'm just wiping the excess off my brush there, and I'm just gonna boom. Okay, a little bit of gamboge on the brush, back on the palette. Thin it out, so it's quite thin. And we're just going to mark out these little tabs on here, which hold the elevators in position, I believe. Probably don't, but it'll look good. Okay. Just remove that for now. Wipe that down. There you go. Not want to drop the brush. Right. Try again. So I'm not 100% happy with this here. Just want to remove that bit there against that side. I'm just removing any excess colour and then just wipe my brush on a clean towel every time. Okay, and now we're just pulling down some streaks. Just get a wider brush there. Down. That's it. Just bring it down a bit further. And that's that part of the wing done there. I'm just going to add a little variance. Just around there with that gamboge. Just support the bottom of the wing with your finger. You probably won't even see it. You don't really see it, but I can see it. I know it's there. Okay, so that's how I will proceed with the entire aircraft. I'm going to go all along here now on the starboard side of the cockpit, outside the cockpit, and again I'm going to be using the black, but this time I'm going to water this black down a lot. Actually, when my telephone rang, I actually changed the tripod. It's now the camera's now sellotaped to a tin of Bristow's hairspray, and to be honest with you, it's a lot better than when it was on a tripod. So I'll stick to that format, I think now. You know, all this was a decal. Is it two bob decals? Came with a kit when I bought it, like little bonus features which came with a kit, and they're not too bad. They're basically your low vis, easier walkways, but the actual decal set was okay. And there's cartograph decals on here as well as those two bob decals. Okay, here we go. Same again. I'll just wait for my screen to come back on. Just work it in. What are we doing? And support the plane as well the best I can. And she's looking really dirty. Which is what I'm looking for. It's a very nice method, and I think it's been out ages, but it is very, very time consuming. You do need a bit of patience. It's not something that you can clock up over a weekend. I'm yet to paint that antennae. I only stuck it on last night. There. Looking real dirty. Let's just swip the light round. And it took, well, about 20 minutes to do on this port side, starboard side. So in conclusion, it's very easy to do. It's I mean, you can buy cheap oil paints. You don't have to buy top brands. I mean, this is just oil paints that I accumulated over the years, and I've just started getting back into using them again. But just go to the works, buy a cheap set of oil paints, some cheap brushes, and if you've got any old brushes that are really tatty and like that, fantastic, use them, and you'll get some really nice effects. And don't be afraid to experiment. Yeah, I mean, as long as you're sealed in with the varnish, you're not going to ruin your underlying coats of paint. But with your varnish though, just let it fully cure overnight if you're doing this method. Yeah, that is a must. If you put just like regular thinner like white spirit, that will just eat through everything. Okay, you want to use this like low odor solvent, okay, from Winsor & Newton, or any from like AK, MIG, etc., because they're specifically designed to be used in this manner, and it will not eat through the paints, the varnish, etc. All you got to do is just take your time with it and have fun. That's all this hobby is all about. It's no big competition. You're not going to get rich from it. Well, I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe you will. But at the end of the day, it's just fun, you know. And let's just have fun doing this great hobby and representing these aircraft from the first, Second World War to present day. Whatever you like, whether it's, you know, jets, cars, tanks, boats, trains, etc. You know, have fun and enjoy it. Well, I've rambled on for way too long. This is probably going to be a half-hour video, and thank you again. Please leave your comments below for me. I will answer them all, and enjoy the hobby, and take care everyone, and God bless.